Hey everybody. In addition to accessing our alternate Sunday episodes as well as the Thursday sessions as soon as they are released by subbing to our Black Kluge tier on Patreon, we're also pleased to announce that individual episodes will be available for purchase going forward, at a cost of $3 per episode.
Robin, Ronnie, and Chris DiStefano. Been practicing that name all night. DiStefano.
DiStefano.
Chris DiStefano.
DiStefano.
DiStefano? Motherfucker.
I told you to put that accent on the staff.
Oh.
DiStefano.
Chris is... I mean, this is what happened. How do I not know? Chris DiStefano. DiStefano. So you, Ronnie, and Chris DiStefano are going to have to figure out what this guy's thing. Fuck. Let me say it a couple. DiStefano. Chris DiStefano, you and Ronnie are going to have to figure it out. And here we go again. Chris DiStefano.
No, DiStefano.
Chris, your last name drives me fucking nuts. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you. It's nice to meet everyone.
Now it's
I'm gonna take
DiStefano. Okay, right?
Oh,
That's
nice, Robin. DiStefano.
DiStefano. Yes, Robin nailed it. Yes.
Okay.
Duh. Stefano.
Stefano.
Yep.
Why is that so hard for me? I'm like an idiot.
I,
Hey, I got to take a quick break. Tomorrow, Robin, Ronnie, and comedian Chris DiStefano. I fucking fumble that name every time. Chris DiStefano.
Why doesn't he change his name?
Oh, fuck. Those ethnic names. Best to change them for show business. Chris DiStefano. They'll be playing My Freaky Fetish in honor of Cocktober. Wait till you hear.
I'm trying to decide whether I want to win this contest or should I don't want to know maybe I don't want to know what this freaky fetish is.
Fetish? It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, not fun. It's fucking intense, but. Am I not saying Chris's name right? DiStefano. DiStefano. These guys give me phonetics.
Welcome, folks, to QF, a podcast about Howard Stern. I'm Fillmore, your host, a.k.a. Jim Fix, and with me, back again into the circuit, is Mr. Len Young. How are you today, sir?
Great. Listen, don't mention the football. Let's just keep going.
We'll keep on going straight through. Guys, we got a busy week. I've got a busy week ahead of me recording, but we're good. We're good to go. This is a nice Artie segment from, I'm going to say 2008, but don't quote me. I'm pretty sure it is based on the level of self-degradation that he kind of goes through in this episode and the level of disgust he has with the whole situation. He has arranged to take 3 fucking whores from the show to Letterman that night, and he's sort of off and on with Dana. He's not quite sure about it, but the show doesn't know that they're still talking, and he's still trying to resume relations with Dana. And then Vinny finds out after Dana finds out after Vinny emails her accidentally about the 3 chicks. And Artie is on fire. He's like Charles Dickens in this piece because he's given the floor, and Howard at least is smart enough to let him just go with it for the most part.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I remember Vinnie Favale was, of course, the tape they used to always play of him. Debbie, so much. What was that? Yeah, and I never really understood the background because I think that tape came out around the time I started listening. It was probably around 2002, 2001, and I wasn't able to hear never knew the full background to that.
I didn't know either because it was never fully explained. It sounded like something one of his chicks or maybe his wife submitted it to the Stern show or something like that.
He left a voice note or something.
Left a voicemail or something like that. And it just went on, and he was talking himself up like Almost like if you were looking at yourself in a mirror and flexing and saying, "Who are you? You know, you love, you love this," and like you're talking to yourself, making a conversation, except on the phone and recorded.
It just made him sound so creepy, though. It
Big
was
time.
so creepy. It really,
Yeah.
it really was. And of course, he's another guy who is he's still around. He's still around, but
He's still
he's
around.
not.
He got.
But he's not on the show, is he?
Yeah, no. He
He's
got.
long gone.
He got grandfathered onto Colbert, and then Colbert used his sort of a Me Too kind of reasons to get rid of him because he was apparently telling off-color jokes in the organization still, and thinking like he had carte blanche, and because he was still there and he survived Letterman, that he was going to be. He was going to be, he could take anything. He'd be able to say anything, and I guess they didn't like him at all. And Colbert like hated that he had to inherit him.
Oh right, yeah, that can happen a lot with in your career. You get to a point where you suddenly, even though you might have all this prestige and reputation and experience, you get to maybe 60,
Hmm.
and suddenly you can find yourself being hung out to dry, especially if you're not with the times and you're making jokes that some of them, Gen Zers find offensive. You're gone.
Oh yeah, yep. So guys, we're gonna go right into it because it is a long clip, and I'm not sure how far we'll get into it, but we'll do our best.
Just, if we have time, I should tell you a fantastic story.
Good. Well, listen, we've got 4
What
hours.
else do we have to do but listen?
All right.
Does this have to do with
I'm
what
going to head
happened?
back. It's all ties in, yeah.
Okay.
The greatest thing about yesterday was, the Letterman appearance went really well. It was good. I met Paris Hilton because she had her own little room downstairs. Where did they put you? Did they put you downstairs in a big room? When
Upstairs.
You're there? Oh, okay.
Next to the makeup room.
Okay, so that's where she was. I guess a main guest gets a bigger room. I'm upstairs. Above the makeup room in these tiny rooms. So beforehand,
Couldn't be any tinier than the room they put me in.
it's pretty tiny.
Yeah, I can't
It is
imagine.
actually, it's smaller because you
Wow.
were in the one Paris Hilton was in. I saw it.
All right.
So like about 10 minutes before the show starts, I'm walking around and Teddy says, Paris Hilton wants to meet you. The talent girl said, I'm like, I don't want to meet her. And he goes, why? I don't know, because...
I know how you feel.
Yeah,
What
well,
are you going to say to Paris Hilton?
Well, and the other thing, I took her interview just as serious as I took my pre-interview. I wanted to study it to fuck with her, because the last time Nicole Richie said some things I can make fun of.
He's thinking like a real comic. Like if whoever's on there before, can you get some material? Can you think of a one-liner? Can I make my appearance pop more by incorporating them, especially if they were a shit guest? And and if he knows that Letterman is the kind of person that would love for you to fuck on a guest that Letterman clearly didn't want to have there.
It's the pro move.
Yeah.
It's to go in there with references to an interview that just, especially if there was some gaffes in it, because it's such easy. It's such an easy win, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and it was one of the most excruciating ones I've ever seen was, and this is, when the Carson would still have the first guest on, but they'd move down one chair, right? And then the next guest would take the prime chair, right? He had Robert, the killer, Robert Blake and Rickles are on the same panel. And Rickles is doing his best, but Robert Blake, to be fair, he does laugh sometimes, but mostly he's just a big stiff, and he's not really he's not into it. But I think it's his nature anyway. He's not exactly, he doesn't actually have his finger on the funny bone. You know what I mean? And it just makes for an odd combo, whereas almost anybody else, or someone like a complete straight actress, would be even more fun because they maybe, I don't know, maybe they let themselves go a little bit. Robert was a little too uptight, but Paris Hilton, who at this point was just famous for being on a porn tape and her name, Hilton, just part of the franchise.
Yeah. Yes, she was one of the she was kind of a social media influencer before social media, if you know what I mean. Famous for just being fairly useless, and But and what I keep thinking of here,
MTV show as well.
Yeah, the reality show. But there was an appearance she did on Letterman around. It would have been just after she was in prison. She went to prison for 30 days or something.
Yeah,
for DUI or for some kind of traffic violation. I don't know what it was. But what happened was, apparently, well, like, because when I saw her on Letterman, he absolutely mercilessly mocked her
Yes.
to the point when she was looking around, wanted to walk off.
Yep.
He kept going on about prison. What was prison like? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. And he kept going on and on. And what I found out, I was thinking, God, he's so mean to her. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And what I found out subsequently was that she had cancelled at the last minute previously. So with like half an hour to go before an appearance on Letterman, because I think it's filmed at about 4 p.m., 3 or 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yep.
She had cancelled, and he took this to be
Personally.
such an egregious, yeah. And they probably had to get, who's the guy? I always think of remember when Rob Reiner cancels on Gary Shandling and Larry Sanders.
Larry Sanders, yeah.
And he says to the producer, he goes, oh shit. He goes, he's after canceling. He goes, arrange for a backup. And he goes, it's not Pauly Shore, is it? And then it just flash cut. And it's him like fake laughing with Pauly Shore.
That's perfect, especially
Pauly Shore was the
considering.
backup.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I was amazed Pauly Shore did it, actually. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he wasn't aware of it when he was doing it, that he was going to be the butt of the joke. But
it's so funny.
I'd say they'd have to feed, like, at that point, they fed Letterman a few interns for breakfast after that. Like, they just threw them to the wolves to satiate him. Fuck. But so this, and Artie's going to talk a little about it because he's going to address that appearance, I think, here.
And,
You mean you want to listen to her interview with Dave so you can comment and feel like you're part of the show?
Well, maybe make a funny reference to what she said,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to do that after you meet her and everything. So, but she was very insistent. And right after I left the makeup room, her manager introduced himself and said, Paris really, really wants to meet you. So I'm like, all right. So I went back there, and it's like you're meeting the queen, and she was sitting there, lounged up with her feet up on the desk. And
no pressure whatsoever.
I felt like a dick. I'm like, well, you're the pro. Very calm.
How'd she look?
She looked, and Teddy agreed because he was right behind me, stunningly beautiful.
Really?
She's a hot chick.
Oh my God, sexy. And you know what? She oozes sex.
Right.
Like when she shook my hand, she's very soft and like she feels like a rich chick. She's been pampered and all the right gels.
A moment of work.
The room smelled beautiful and.
I just love the description.
Yeah, it's funny. God,
Rick,
the longshoreman.
Well, yeah.
Everything looked rich.
Yeah, room doesn't smell beautiful when I'm there.
Me neither.
Right.
And so she's like, hey, the main reason was we have a common friend, this guy, Jeff Beecher, who...
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
out in Vegas. And they're like very, very friendly. And Jeff wanted me to meet her for some reason. I don't know. And so it was a little awkward small talk, but she was very nice. Very, very nice.
Now, when you
like,
say awkward small talk, what did you talk about?
I said hi, she said hi, and then she said, so you know Jeff. We went right to the common friend thing.
Right.
I said, yeah. She goes, how do you know Jeff? And I just said, I've known him. He used to produce stand-up shows in New York, and I met him, and I actually helped him out in Vegas, introduced him to some people. And he said, yeah, he really likes you. I say, he speaks finely of you. And then there's a little pause. I'm like, now what?
Obviously say, do you swallow?
That's the
opening line.
Next thing in the
The
progression.
whole time he's sitting there, I'm like, yeah, you saw her have sex.
Yeah. That has to be the most awkward thing on the planet. And I'm not talking about running into an actress that's shown her tits in a movie and stuff, because I think we're all adults. No one really gives a fuck about that kind of shit. Yeah. But when you've seen someone slob a knob, you're supposed to meet them as if you haven't seen that. How do you get that out of your head?
I can't say I've been there before, but yeah, it must be distracting. If you've seen that tape. Howard showing his rapier wit there with his do you swallow things. Hilarious.
Yeah. He that's straight out of the grade 5 playground with that one.
Yeah, my 6-year-old has a wittier line. Would have a wittier line.
She's Oscar Wilde.
To Jeff Beecher, hey, do you want to fuck me?
Well, what happened was
you heard me blow very well.
What happened was then it started to be small talk, like you're talking to a regular person. Again, she was very nice, and I said, yeah, Jeff gets you a lot of money for appearances and stand up, and she goes, oh yeah, he gets a lot of money, and then I'm thinking, does she even know what the money is? She just goes and like I'm talking to a guy I grew up with. And it was very quick, and she said, I just wanted to say hi to you and good luck on the show. And I said, yeah, because Letterman was famous for giving her a hard time last night.
Right.
I said, yeah, don't let him I said, don't let him fuck with you. And she was like, all right, I guess. You know, it was
She
just
didn't even
very,
know what you're talking about.
Artie, I'm stupid. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Fuck with me.
And again, very, very nice and everything. So
That's nice.
Yeah, she was. She was cool. And I am very sexy. And I end up watching her
She wear a
segment.
skirt or like a dress?
Well, you know, the other funny thing, she came to the show in a beautiful dress, and then she changed into another
that was
beautiful
good
dress.
enough for the show, you thought.
Did the whole paparazzi thing.
Well, out front, she does pictures in her dress, and then she
Yes.
changed into an...
So she can't be in the same dress?
I guess not.
No.
That's funny, but how actresses will work that angle, because when they have I know exactly what that is. That is basically you got to deal with one person to be seen in public for this amount of this type of photography. But then you have a contract to be in this dress when you're on screen, which is the more higher end product or whatever. And then maybe you get to keep it, that kind of thing, or you sell it or something like that. She used to make like tens of thousands of dollars opening clubs in that era.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes DJing of all things. God only knows what that fucking nightmare was like.
So she would have been photographed getting out of a limo, walking into the back of the studio, the Ed Sullivan Theatre or whatever.
Yeah.
And like you say, wearing one thing. And it's probably the person who's paying her isn't even expecting to get those photos, but it's just something. Oh, it's amazing the draw that the money that these people command for doing fuck all.
Oh yeah. I mean, Lindsay Lohan was working that. Nicole Richie, all these girls that were like on the paparazzi beat, basically, like they were the main targets. They used it for their own advantage. I don't blame them. I'd do the same thing.
Well, what do? They can't make any money now. So yeah, so you have to make money while you can. It's a bit like I always think it's like wrestlers, you know. As soon as they get to 40, they're on the scrap heap, and they're probably not going to live much longer either.
No, God, no, unless you're fucking Ric Flair going, don't get married. He's like, wrong. Don't get married, motherfucker. Why you get married? Let's fuck some horse.
I hope he remember the one where he goes, I hope Tara is hot as shit. Because she's got to be, man. Because right now she's getting half of everything.
Oof.
Brutal.
Jeez. Yeah.
It's like Diana Ross.
I didn't know that.
What is she famous for? Looking good.
Yeah, exactly. So
Changing clothes.
She's doing her job. I'm changing my clothes.
she came in. Yeah, I had the same clothes on the whole night. That was
Amazing.
And so that was that. So I watched her segment, and it turns out I was able to make a couple of funny jokes at the beginning based on something she said.
No feeling from meeting her that you could bang her like what happened with you and Renee Zellweger.
You didn't catch a vibe?
No. But
No vibe.
again, what's funny? I don't know. She was friendly, and you hear these stories about these girls. And the thing I was able to joke about is you'll see the appearance, which Letterman asked her, "What do you see in a guy? What's your fan?" And she says the typical hot chick thing. I like somebody who's funny.
Right.
And
that's all you need.
I said when I went out, I said, Dave, I was a little shy about meeting Paris, and I found out, my God, hey, she likes funny guys. I went up and I was trying to, be funny, and I think I got a shot at banging her. And
did you say banging?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll believe that.
No, actually, he laughed at it. I don't know,
Yeah.
but you think they will bleep that banging?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's on the cusp. That could go over.
Well, because I even thought about that coming from here.
You should have said, like, yeah, she seems to be a real slut.
I mean, it didn't stop Norm from going, doing his Bob Euchre impression. Yeah, you probably think of him as some fucker that likes to bite the heads off of chickens, but this cocksucker can get out of a sand trap like nobody's fucking business. Letterman's just going with it. Like, it's pre-planned. They know where to bleep and all that stuff. If he didn't know, he'd be really pissed at a guest for just constantly swearing. Like when Madonna did it that one time, and it became a big controversy because that's something he can't control. But this is a guy he knows is funny and likes and enjoys, and that's a whole different thing. And Artie, he did have an appreciation for Artie because Artie knew how to tell a story.
Oh yeah, and like Artie was always good on those shows. Apart from a few appearances, he did Conan once. It was horrific.
That was the last one he did, where he was completely disheveled and looked like
death.
Oh, God, he looked like a troll off. He looked like one of the Blue Meanies, except Italian.
And then he did Conan again with Nick DiPaolo, and he looked amazingly well. He was sober, and he was hilarious on it.
Night and
Talking
day.
about the It was brilliant, yeah. But yeah, the a lot of those shows are, some guys just have, or some guests just have license and some don't, you know.
Yeah.
Who was the guy who Letterman turned on? He was the comic guy. He had a big falling out with him live on air. They had a big argument. He was the guy.
Well, it wasn't Crispin Glover because he's more of an
it wasn't
actor,
him.
but,
it was the guy. You know the guy I'm talking about.
Not Andy Kaufman.
No, it wasn't Andy Kaufman, but you're in the right ballpark. Oh, I can't believe I've forgotten his name. He did Crumb, you know, or Crumb.
Robert Crumb.
American Trilogy or American
Harvey Picar.
Harvey Picar. There you go.
Yeah.
He had a bit. It was one of the only times you've ever seen Letterman lose his cool.
Yeah.
And he totally lost his cool with Harvey. But it was great television.
Oh yeah.
But but once you were gone, you were gone with Letterman. I think you never came back.
Oh yeah.
Well, if they're gonna bleep it, I should have just said I think I tried to ass fucking her.
Yeah,
go the whole way.
right. Get a real good bleep.
So Scher's segment was kind of funny. What Letterman did, instead of dominating it, he said, "Look, I know you got mad at me last time, so this is all about you." And he
let her talk?
Yeah,
Ooh.
and it's funny because he gives her just enough rope for her to hang herself with, and he says, well, tell us about your clothing line. And then it's like, it's great. And then he doesn't say anything.
See, that's what I've been waiting for him to let her do her own thing.
Right, so now I'm thinking, is this good? Because sometimes it's like they dig a huge hole that you got to dig your way out of in the audience.
Now he's right. Now there's and that's where Letterman was more of a dick than other hosts. Like he absolutely, if he didn't like, he could be a real prick, and he didn't want certain guests and that they were forced on him. He would act like that, but Johnny Carson would never treat a guest like that. If a guest was shit, they were shit. But he did his best. Remember that one doctor that wouldn't shut the fuck up, and Tim Connolly and Richard Pryor just dying laughing.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
And that was the one where I just thought he could be a dick and interrupt him, or he could let him go on and just see how far this will go for the sake of, how bad it could get. And knowing he had two comics on the couch, or a comedic actor and a comedian, laughing, feeling like, oh my God, they know how funny this is. Maybe I could salvage this. And he did.
Yeah, I think Carson just had a number of things that made him unique, in that he had, confidence. He was very intelligent. And I think he was like a snooker player, or as you guys call it, snooker. But he was thinking like 6 or 7 shots ahead all the time, and he could read which way things were going to go. And he, whereas I don't think Letterman is more spiteful, vindictive,
and petty.
But still, I loved him. I remember in the 90s, Letterman was being shown when it was started being shown here in like 93, 94. I watched it every night religiously. The whole top. It was really probably at its peak then, I'd say, in the mid 90s.
Maybe. I mean, regardless of the ratings, I mean, like the two shows were, if the Tonight Show was a 5, then Letterman was a 4.9. It wasn't a big gap between them generally. Enough of a gap that advertisers would charge accordingly, but. Depending on the whatever it was, but it wasn't like the glory days of the Tonight Show when it was like a 20 share and that kind of shit.
Well, there was that'll never happen again.
Never, no way.
It's just dead,
right?
Or it's just easy to follow. And the band kept saying, "Oh, you better be better than this." I'm like, "Geez, shut up."
Yeah, I need that pressure. I'm popping Subutex all day.
That's what they said. You better be better than this. I'm like, all right. Yeah. Now I got to worry about if I'm going to be funnier than Paris Hilton. So. Anyway, so that's the Letterman thing, and it airs Friday night.
Right.
But
now, what happened with the girls? Did they? Right. For those of you who didn't hear the show yesterday, there was a whole saga here. There was 3 really the hottest chicks I've ever seen on our show. In fact, so hot is their segment that it airs on Howard TV tonight. And Doug Goodstein has said that he will now permanently keep that up there.
He will never take it down.
Well, we rotate shows on there. We keep changing the menu, but he will never change that show. It will be on there forever.
It'll have its own little slot. You can always see it.
If there's a Howard TV, it will be there.
It's like
I guess it didn't last much longer then, did it? And
Yeah, they had to. Yeah, we bumped Siobhan's Cribs episode to keep this up.
fucking hell. Yeah, like that was the number one criticism. They didn't actually change it up that much. And second of all, they had a lot of old stuff and they could never make, I don't think they turned things around fast enough for actual people who were paying good money for it.
Oh, dude, that was a total scam. Like, how much was Howard TV?
I think it was an extra $20 a month. You guys in the comment section, you let us know because I don't think it was like, the serious, audio thing where you could actually negotiate stuff. The Howard TV was a fixed rate.
So if you think of what you get now for that money, now look, a lot of people don't pay at all. Well, they do, but they pay to someone who isn't, the content
Right.
owner. Yeah, won't say any more than that. But if you're paying for Netflix, it's around 20 a month, isn't it? 20, I don't know. I don't pay
I
for
thought
it
it was
anymore,
like 10. It might have gone up, but
it's gone up a lot. It's gone up a lot. It's a bit like, I always think Netflix is a bit like ChatGPT or one of these. They went in making a loss to get people in, and then it's just this. Spotify's the same. They're all going up. YouTube Premium, all going up. And those AI chatbots are all losing money. So they're going to go up until, as soon as they think people are hooked, they'll start to put up the price. But you look at what you get for Netflix or YouTube Premium, which is ad-free with the music, unlimited songs.
Yeah.
I get it via Turkey. I pay $5 a month for that. But compare that to Howard TV. Fuck me, 20 quid.
Something
what
like
do you
that.
get? You get to look at Sal's cock, or
Right.
whatever.
Look what's in my pouch. Fuck. Nice Sunday viewing with the family.
Oh, and or you could watch Apocalypse Now on Netflix. I don't know.
Fuck yeah.
Your go-to video.
It's evergreen.
And I said to the girls, you want to go with Artie to Letterman if he'll take you, but there's got to be some fun afterwards. When Artie goes back to his hotel, you give him a hand job, and you two make out with each other and have sex with each other.
Right.
So they were like, yeah, okay.
Quid pro quo, girls.
Yeah, they're their asses to remind you of what we were dealing with. That's class A1 hot chicks. Like sick hot chicks.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So
Here's my nightmare.
Uh-oh.
So will you at least acknowledge that before we got them in here, okay? You said, why don't you want to talk more about the Vegas thing? You remember I said I might be in a relationship, not a relationship, but I might have something going on and I'm not comfortable with it. Right.
Is that what you were referring to?
Well, what do you mean?
You kept giving us sort of an indication yesterday that you didn't want to go to a certain place.
Well, I had told Howard that, and he completely disregarded it.
I had no idea.
I didn't say anything.
You're making a fuck date for me here, and the audience doesn't know.
I mean, so you just say no. I'm in a relationship. Dude, I got to tell you something, because I learned this in therapy about a week ago.
There's no relationship.
You learned something?
No, I learned this about a week ago.
Yeah.
Well, if I know you're a single guy.
I learned this in therapy. If I know you're a single guy, what part of the lesson was this in a therapy session, asshole?
Yeah,
I hate when he does this. He uses the therapy as some kind of like cure-all. I can tell you about epistemology because, in therapy, I learned that, I can teach you how to set an arm because my therapist taught me. He uses it every time he wants to justify some bullshit advice he's going to give you.
So he always did that, and it's this kind of implied superiority. I learned this in therapy, therefore has to be true. Meanwhile, the therapist is doing the same thing to Howard just to get fucking money out of him. Is just making him believe.
Yeah.
It's a circular kind of scam. And there's only one person coming away with anything out of it. Yeah, which is the therapist I'd love to know.
How much money?
There's so much numbers. If you got all the numbers, Fillmore, you would never have to play another clip of Stern for the rest of this. You could just go through all the numbers and talk about the numbers.
I'd be like the move Jordan Belfort in that movie, doing coke off for strippers.
If you got the accounts for his production company, I don't know what it's called.
Sure.
Asphalt Productions or whatever it's called.
Right.
You could, for every year, how much Howard got, how much everyone got, how the listeners, how many numbers of people were listening on Sirius, all these numbers, how much he was paying his therapist, be fascinating. But I think he's paid an insane, he's probably paid 10, 20, 30 million in therapy.
I don't know if it's that much, but it's in the millions for certain.
Has to be.
Because he's probably doing double sessions some days, and back in the day, like, because you know how he is. It's like, I can't have one pair of jeans, I got to have 10. You know, if I like this one, get me 10 of them. He probably has a warehouse of just those fucking shit Skechers shoes that he likes with the memory foam that, you know, turn your spine into fucking like Jello. You know what I mean? Like, he is that kind of, if one is good, then 500 is way better. So
didn't he get a deal with Skechers? I think he had a deal with them.
He might, I don't know. They know the Kardashians did, and then the real truth came out about those fucking shoes and how every goddamn runner's guide told you stay away from those things.
I had a pair of them. I found them fine. Do you know the issue I had with them was, because the soles were rubber, something to do with the rubber in the soles.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't earth me properly, so I would walk around the house whenever I touched anything metal. I would have a build up static charge.
Really?
Like, oh yeah, unbelievable. And I remember one time I showed someone, I got a key. It was actually my daughter. I got a key. I said, "Watch this," and I put the key on the door of the fridge, and I saw a little tiny spark.
Yep.
That came from, so that was the release of it. But like,
that should not happen with
that shouldn't happen.
Rubber shoes.
It shouldn't, but it happened to me with must be some plastic in them. But it happened to me with a pair of
Skechers,
Pumas as well.
Oh, really?
But,
okay. Wow.
Yeah, so it must be something to do with me. But it's not.
Shocking.
I'm on New Balance now. I'm not having. But anyway, yeah, he must have been getting money. He must have been getting money from
Oh,
Skechers.
yeah. I mean, like, I don't know what the rate was in New York back in the day, but I mean, I'm sure it was upwards of 500 an hour, 300 to 500 an hour for, you know, certain highfalutin, you know, really well-to-do older shrinks and stuff like that. And they know if they're Park Avenue kind of, you know, therapist, you know what, they're not going to charge less than like 500 an hour. No way.
Well, not for if you saw Howard coming, you're just going to think dollar signs. Here's this a guy who has more money than sense.
Yeah, and you'll pay me because it's in your interest to fucking pay me, loser.
Is he still getting therapy?
I don't believe so. I think that's been horseshit for a long time now, and he's used whatever he's learned, which is basically how to be a better sociopath or a worse one, depending on your point of view.
He's a trained SEAL.
I think he has one on call. Like whoever survived the original therapist, because I doubt his original guy is still alive by now.
Probably not, yeah.
You know, at any rate, when you talk about the shoes, it's funny. I used to be like a huge proponent of Doc Martens because they used to have this line called Kurt Lasso, they were like sneakers. They're almost like Adidas Originals, but thicker and nicer. They stopped making them, and as soon as I could buy as many as I could, I did. But once I started wearing them, and I have one last pair left that I don't wear, I'm trying to save it like it's the last piece of the ark or something. And since then, I've found Merrell's slip-ons and Merrell like hiking shoes. Fantastic.
Yeah.
They're really like walking on pillows and really great support. So I don't know. Anybody else in the chat, give us your shoe recommendations so you don't want to be sloucho in your old age.
Okay.
But
and three girls.
Wait a minute.
Okay. So let's say I know you're in a relationship. Okay.
Right.
Like, I'm in a relationship.
I didn't tell you I was in a relationship. I said there's a reason why I might not feel comfortable about talking about the girl stuff.
Right. Okay. Fine. So 3 hot chicks come in.
Right.
You're the guy in the show who's always offering chicks money.
Right.
You tell them, this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
Okay. So 3 hot chicks come in, and I say to you, Artie, you should bang these 3 hot chicks.
Yeah.
You're an adult. You can say to me, Howard, no, I'm not interested.
Well,
Leave me alone.
You're the man who should say no.
A homo on the air.
So what? Let him call you a homo.
What are you,
I've been called a
homo?
Sal was on there calling me a pussy homo yesterday.
It's a different situation. The audience doesn't know what I just told you.
So you blame everyone for your problem.
I'm not blaming you for anything.
I was trying to do something nice.
I'm not blaming you for anything.
I don't care what relationship you're in.
I couldn't understand why he would have to pop Subutex. Now I understand.
Yeah, he should be banging those 3 chicks.
I'm not blaming you for anything.
Go ahead,
I'm just saying that.
I'm getting defensive.
I don't understand Artie at all.
All right.
What's that? Sorry.
The gaslighting. That's the two of them gaslighting already now in classic form there.
Yeah, and he knows. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
All right, so, A few weeks during the holiday,
They're evil.
Go ahead.
me and Dana talked.
Oh.
You're kidding.
And,
Yeah, I didn't know
again,
that.
this is why I couldn't get into a whole thing with you about it.
Are you kidding me, Artie?
No, I'm not kidding you.
No, he's kidding.
Oh, come on.
I'm not kidding. What are you talking about over there?
He's dead.
Let him talk, please.
This is
give him
obviously a
second.
big deal
Give,
to
give him a second. Give the man a minute. Give him a minute, for Christ's sake. He's trying to get his story out.
So,
I
let
need
him work
another
it.
pill.
yeah, we talked over the holidays.
Go ahead.
And we were going back and forth about, I don't know, should we try this again? And she wanted to, and it was a big talk for like a month. And I was like, at first, I don't know if I'm comfortable with it. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And finally, about 4 days ago, maybe even less, 3 days ago,
Go ahead.
we're on the phone, and I say, you know what? Why don't we try to do this again? Well, maybe we'll give it one more shot.
All right, fair
And
enough.
I said, and she knew that I was with other people in the last year, and I don't want to know what our deal was. I said, "Hey, that's like a double standard with guys. Just don't even tell me." I don't know
Right.
if
Who
I know
needs to
it.
hear that?
I really don't need to hear
Right.
it.
Although it could be hot.
She claimed it was nobody, and
How's that?
That's so true.
It is, yeah. That's 100%.
You know,
100%.
like when I found out things later after the fact, I you know, and it wasn't really much of anything. It was nothing that was humanly nothing that was inhuman or something that was beyond the pale. I thought my life is not enriched by knowing this information. I was much happier ignorant. You know?
100%.
Yeah. Now, women say they want to know everything. That's also a lie. No, you don't.
No one really does deep down.
No.
You'd rather just not have to find out ever.
Yeah, I think so.
but I was like, she's
Not that we have like Artie stories of bachelor party, that like some hookers and walking out of the stall 5 foot, going into the stall 5'5" and going out 6 feet tall with a bunch of 20s under her shoe.
Yeah.
That was
But of course,
great.
Howard Googles all the women from school, and
Yeah.
fuck you. He's like screaming at the computer screen, "Oh, fuck you,"
Yeah.
and he's there sitting on $1 billion. But anyway,
on the air. I'm talking on the air about it, so whatever. So it was a discussion about the whole monogamy thing, and I said, all right, well, okay, I'm willing to, of course. I mean, I don't plan on trying this without that. So we had that discussion where we're going to try to be exclusive.
Right.
But the other thing I wasn't comfortable about, like our relationship is so volatile that I said, look, I got to figure out the right way to say this on the air because, I don't want to say it one day and
then be broken up the next.
Right. It's ridiculous.
Right.
It would just be retarded because, the whole breakup was nuts. And I said, I don't feel like going through that. Let's just wait until something happens either way. And,
Smart man.
Right. And she goes, okay. So,
Keep in mind, those girls yesterday pledged to give him a hand job and let Artie suck their tits.
well, that's the other thing. Teddy will vouch for me. That's the other fucked up thing when you hear the story. Nothing would have happened with those girls.
Right.
The one girl didn't
I
even
agree.
stay.
Which didn't stay?
Whoa.
The one girl didn't even stay through Letterman. She just came and
Which
took
one
the
is that?
pictures and left. The real hot one, the blonde.
Oh, okay.
She took the pictures when we got out of the limo and she left.
Oh.
She didn't even change her flight. And the other two were just nothing was happening.
Oh.
So,
That ain't right.
well, what are you going to do? This one,
Ban them from the show, Howard.
broads do.
Yeah.
So,
they're officially banned.
they got their paparazzi.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the joke's on them. You know what, honey? I'm not famous enough to get you in anything, so fuck off.
Yeah, right. Those pictures won't be seen.
The delivery was perfect.
yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Maybe wire image if you're lucky.
Yeah, good for you.
So, all right. So we have that discussion. Then she used to come with me when I did Conan all the time, and it was she always she was curious and it was fun. And she's never been to Letterman, and I say I'm doing Letterman and Paris Hilton's going to be there, and she's like, oh, would you think I could come? And I said, we had a discussion. I said, well, this Howard 100 News is always there, and.
Right.
I said, it's going to be known. The show is going to know if you show up. I said, there's this guy, Steve Langford, who's a maniac. And he'll have a mic in your face the whole time. And, I can't really control that, so it might not be fun. But she said, we were like, maybe. So now there's discussion that now we're back in a sort of monogamous relationship. Now there's discussion that I might take her to Letterman. No, yes, no. And I finally said, I don't know, it might not be a great idea, but maybe. So I had a busy couple of days and we played phone tag. We never got to have any closure on whether or not she was coming to Letterman.
Right.
Okay. Howard, I'm telling you, this story gets so good. It's like if what I'm about to tell you happened in a sitcom,
you wouldn't believe it.
You'd go, this is retarded. Who
wrote that?
This is like a John Ritter moment.
Exactly.
A lot of mistaken
Three's
identity.
Company, you think he's fucking a guy in the bathroom,
right.
and Mr. Roper's like,
You want to know? I need a subtext.
yeah, right, okay. So yesterday, knowing all this, this is going on. And again, the audience doesn't know, and it's not fair to them. So I know I have the role, as far as they're concerned, I'm the single guy. And I'm like, okay, fine. And they were so hot. That's the other fucking thing. You're right. I should have just manned up and said, fuck it. Look, I got to say something. But they were so hot.
You couldn't talk?
You're going like I'm looking at those asses, and it really does hypnotize you. It really, it's like Chelsea said.
Well, at least he's being honest.
He's being totally honest.
Yeah. That's a guy. He's a guy.
Never accuse him of not being himself right now.
No.
The smallest thing for the big guy. Guys are like that. Like I'm going, I don't know, maybe fuck Dana and everything.
Yeah, I could have thrown away my whole life for those three.
Ass on a girl.
They were really hot.
Just their asses, just to have that ass on my face.
I mean, I was on howardstern.com.
He's so transparent about this. How is it like when he talks like this? Like I don't find it disgusting. But other people,
strange,
a total other person could say something like this, and you'd think, okay, that's a creep.
Yeah, if Sal said it, yeah,
you'd call John. What is it? You'd call it that? What do you call the To Catch a Predator dude?
Oh yeah,
Chris Hansen or whatever.
Hansen. I love that guy.
Yeah,
Chris Hansen.
Right.
Delivery.
He's probably got a dungeon for victims in his house.
Yeah, what was it? Our decoy, Jungle Bunny 69.
Right.
Yeah, all the names they have. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about. Yeah, I can't put my finger on a film or like Artie just had this kind of.
The gift of the gab.
The gift of the gab. He never seemed that. Like it's weird. It was kind of a non-threatening thing whereas with Sal, he was seemed a lot more predatory.
Artie, well, that's it. Artie was charming. You wouldn't call him polished by any means, but
no.
But there's a reason. There has to be a reason why so many women, like female fans, loved him. And I don't think it was just because of the whole Artie and Dana thing, although that would have humanized him for certain. Because they did hear some of the other awful behavior and the stuff with his hookers and stuff like that. That seems forgivable, or it seems he was so transparent about it. Maybe they liked the honesty.
Look at his face.
Didn't last.
Look at his face there in the media player you have. Like he does have a kind of a lovable rogue, a rough diamond. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't imagine that face snorting glass while getting a blowjob from a hooker or something. You know what I mean? It doesn't really seem like, although it probably did happen.
Fuck, that story just made no sense. I mean, maybe he did, but I know it was his nose got fucked up because it was slammed into someone's fist many times. There's like his explanation for that was nonsensical.
Oh, do you know what? I did a lot of the Artie years after 2009 that it's a bit like COVID. I just never want to think about it again. I never want to go back there and listen to that stuff again. I remember I was in Seattle when I got the book. I got the audio book, Crash and Burn.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to it on a flight from, I think it was O'Hare to Seattle or whatever. And I remember getting off the flight. I'm just being so depressed.
Was it unabridged? Was it the same?
Unabridged, unabridged, the full thing, like 9 hours or something. And I remember I listened to it in 2 days and walking around. And I remember just being so down and depressed after it. And I just thought, why the fuck did he do this? Was it just for money? Or
maybe it was money for sure, but maybe it was a confessional in case he didn't think he was going to be around longer.
Have you read it?
Yeah. I've read it, but I haven't heard the audio. I do know
that the audio is
Bob
not him.
Levy did some of the original book, but not that one.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Bob Levy. That'd be a struggle to get him to read 9 hours of anything.
No kidding. Well, they said they
Super
had to
chats.
clip Levy's sections into like words, not even sentences, in order to, and then just snip them, edit them together as if he used a full word, like those fridge magnet, word sentences you can make. But
Bob,
it was,
I saw Bob Levy recently. He looks like a hairy cornflake. He looks like a kind of he's got like a baseball glove that's been left out in the sun. That's just kind of crinkled and he's gone all grey and it's bizarre. I mean, it's nothing wrong with going grey, but it's just weird with the fake tan. And
Levy has always had an issue with I don't know, with his dermis, shall we say? And I don't know if what was that? What was the joke? Colin Quinn said you look like something like you fell into a Bisquick warehouse or something like that.
What was the joke that Bob Levy is proof that Hitler didn't kill? Or
That was DePaul. He said more proof Hitler didn't kill he killed all the funny Jews. And he goes, I think you could say this about Bob because he comes from a long line of Jews with thick skin. I know. If you don't believe me, visit the lampshade factory in Frankfurt.
Oh, you gotta love it. I saw him recently, Bob Levy, on a video, and I don't know. Now Jay Santy would be a lot more of an expert on all things
Dappleverse, Shuli Anonymous shit.
But there was a gig that John Melendez was doing in New York somewhere, and all these kind of guys showed up. So it was like, who was the guy? Brennan and
Cumia.
Anthony Cumia.
Yeah.
Anthony Cumia got into a fight with a guy outside. Bob Levy was in there drunk, just going, "Blah," and I'm going, these guys are all pushing 60 and 70.
Yeah.
And they're in there like just acting like teenagers almost. It is bizarre. It's a bizarre scene.
Well, I know, and yes, and someone could argue I'm in my early 50s now, and I'm doing a show about a guy that's no longer relevant for a while now. But I'm not. This isn't my vocation. This isn't what I'm doing in my full time. This is a side hustle,
No, but it's like it would be like if you showing up to competing podcasts of live taping and threatening to punch someone in the face. That's what I'm talking about here.
Or trying to copyright strike them into oblivion for some reason.
Yeah, like it is. It is mad that these guys are like. What age? Cumia must be 60.
He's got to be. I mean, he's younger. He's vastly younger than Howard, but he's in his 60s. I'm sure in his early 60s, maybe 61.
That guy Brian Callen, you know him? He's 60.
Yeah.
The false gods guy.
Oh,
and that's all. That's all falling apart. That's all falling apart. But
yeah, there's a new American Redact video about Joe Rogan that just came. I got the notification. I can't wait to dig into that one.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. He put some good stuff together.
Are you serious?
Look at that.
Look at that. Please, Robin. Even you can appreciate that.
So as I'm going back and forth trying to do what you said I probably should have done and being more definite about it, I'm looking at them and really I had a lapse in judgment. So I go, okay, and then when after we have a segment like that, there's the whole thing where Jason's taking the creepy pictures, and I got to take the creepy pictures, and the pictures just look like I look like a molester. Yeah, and I could have said, you know what, Ted, don't pursue it. But I'm looking, and clearly with the chaos that this could create,
right.
I should have said.
It was hard to say no to that.
But I said, yeah, I don't know. No, what am I saying? No, so like the car, I'll go to the hotel and get them, and the car will pick you up, and we'll go to Letterman, and we'll walk out. And the paparazzi, the girls are into that. I'm like, I should have said no and just explain myself here tomorrow. But I said, fuck it. All right, do it. I said, it's a build-up on the air now, and people are
it's also a bid. It's funny.
Right, it's a bid. Right,
we want to see how it plays out.
People are going to want the story. So I say, okay.
Right.
I go home. I do my pre-interview, which to me, thank God you're like this huge star and you don't have to do that. To me, the pre-interview is more stressful than the fucking interview. Because if you think about the process, I'm pitching this kid. He's a kid. He's younger than me. 5 stories. And I'm performing on the phone like a monkey for this guy. And he's laughing. And sometimes he doesn't laugh. But he doesn't laugh that hard. You feel like he's judging me. I'm like, who the fuck
He is judging you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then he was a very nice guy. But it was a different guy than I had the first 3 times. So now I'm all like superstitious. I worked 3 for 3 with that one guy. Where's he? And
right.
He's dealing with Paris. He's got a horrible night with Paris. So, matter
Imagine that pre-interview.
But then, right, exactly. And then this kid has to go and pitch it to Letterman. Like, what is that like?
Yeah, your stuff is being pitched by somebody else.
And Artie, in the wrap-up show, there was one that I have that it discusses writing bits and stuff like that, and writing for sketch comedy, for example, when he was at Mad TV, and he said Patton Oswalt was on there and was actually a bit of a dick because he's like, he pitched something to, like, Patton had a piece as a writer for Mad TV that Artie was supposed to do, and it didn't get picked up through the writers' meeting, and then Patton decided to be like being an arrogant dick. He said, well, I'm just going to take this to the boss myself and do it for him myself, like going above and beyond the writers' meeting. And I've never liked Patton Oswalt. When I heard that story, that was just, and Artie, I don't think he was trying his best to make him seem like an asshole. I think he just told the truth.
Yeah, well, he must have had a lot of faith in this. It must have been some bit. But yeah, that doesn't always work out well, does it, when you start to go around people around you, because it just sets an atmosphere. But he's always been a bit like that.
Yeah.
Oswald.
Oh yeah, very, very up his own ass, and a little too eager to hand the wife pills. But I digress. Anyway,
oh Jesus Christ! I knew there was going to be some. I knew it was going to be referenced.
Hey, like he's clearly innocent. I wouldn't date somebody a year after my wife, a hot chick after a year after my wife died. But that's just me. At any rate, I will say that like the how stuff gets are basically the argument, not the argument, the delineation of how it works at the table reads. Artie was saying there are people that get pissed off because you don't sell their stuff the way they think you should, and then they get pissed off and they might try to go over you, but that's a horrible thing to do in the business, because then you've got performers not wanting to trust you, or they think that you're they're making you look like shit because you think that there's a conspiracy against you didn't make their golden words sparkle, as opposed to maybe the sketch just sucks ass.
Yeah, the trust is broken down. You're creating a toxic kind of dynamic then.
Absolutely.
It's the beginning. It's trouble.
Right. So what he's talking about with the segment producer and saying like, oh, here's 5 stories or whatever. Artie, I know Artie deep down inside knows the guy's going like, I know Dave's sensibility. I know which story is going to make him laugh more. It's not. I don't have to find it funny in order to know that Letterman's going to find it funny. But when they don't laugh as a comedian, that's mother's milk. You feel, Jesus, maybe that they all suck.
Yeah. That's a tough tightrope to walk.
Yep.
Letterman's probably a very judgmental guy when it comes to comedy.
Right, and the interpretation is always bad.
It's just weird. So I get through that, and I'm stressed out, and then I lie down, and the car's coming to get me at 3 o'clock, which is earlier because it was 2 tapings. And usually it's about 4, and I have a good 2-3 hours. I lay back, and I was going to try to get in touch with Dana, who I assume was at work, and I laid down the pillow, and I couldn't. Time got away from me, and I'm like, oh, fuck, So I didn't even time to really shower. I throw some water on my face and put my jacket on and figure, this is as good as I'm going to look. Who cares?
Right.
So I go and I get the car, and me and the car from Letterman, big SUV, kind of a cool, important looking car. We go pick up the girls who are at their hotel with Teddy. So now in my head, I'm just going, how the fuck? This can't turn out good. I'm starting to think of some sort of spin in my head.
Yeah.
So we get to the hotel, and once again, that fear goes away because they look like
incredible.
You forget.
What are they wearing? Like little dresses and hot pants and shit?
Well, the tight jeans and the tight shirts and just a little twinge of makeup that makes them look that much fucking hotter. Like 9.5 to a 10. And
those chicks have trained, and they're ninjas when it comes to looking good.
Yeah, they're like, you look at their skills, you guys have skills.
Mad skills.
I don't
they
possess.
handle mascara like a sword.
I mean, they were so, it was on the corner of 7th and 31st, we had to pick them up, and they stood out so much. My driver was like, I'll see him. And I said to the driver, this black guy, I said, dude, 3 smoking hot chicks are about to get in here. And he goes, really? Yeah. And I'm like, well, so he gets to the corner and he sees, he goes, well, I see him. And I'm like, they're standing out in New York City.
Right.
So they get in the car, they barrel in, and they're sitting next to me, and they're in, like, fun mode. So are there really going to be a lot of pictures there? And I said, well, usually when you do Letterman, you go on the side thing. But with me, there's not usually a lot. But because Paris Hilton's there, they'll probably be hanging around. So now they doll themselves even more.
Right.
Fuck you. Okay. So now Vinny got involved.
Right.
All right. Vinny trying to be a nice guy. And this is where the story gets so great.
Oh, no.
Trying to be a nice guy gets involved. And Teddy went and made all these arrangements with these girls. He got a suite at a hotel. He made us dinner reservations at the Penthouse Club in New York City.
Nice.
And, we told him we'd pick him up in this limo. So Teddy and Vinny were like coordinating when I was going to show up and stuff. So Vinny emails Teddy to tell him everything's set with the whole itinerary. All right.
Go ahead.
Now, Vinny and Dana were very close. You know how Vinny's like a broad. He
He talks to everybody.
Right.
Still got
Him and Dana used to talk about pottery or something.
All right.
So.
I'm trying to think. Is there a nicer way to say someone's a fruit than to give that little bit of information out?
Well, I don't know about fruit, but I do know there are guys like that,
Oh yeah.
They might, they just have this kind of, they talk about,
They want to
they're
be
more
one of the
inclined-
girls.
yeah, like they just talk about rom-coms and stuff that, they wouldn't be into sports or anything like that. It doesn't necessarily mean they're gay, but
I asked
probably more likely.
I asked Mrs. Fillmore. I go, look, what was it about me that you fell in love with? Whatever you claim you did, right? And I mean, if you could have done better, would you have? Really, you gotta ask these questions sometimes. She said, I just loved the fact that you were so unabashedly, and she tried to look for the word. I go, Cro-Magnon? She said, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You were Greek. And then she goes, I like that, but you said, but you had flavor. You knew about things, you were educated. You weren't just a restaurateur who jumped off the boat and stuff and decided every one of your kids is going to be slave labor. Which is how it works usually.
Who was the guy on the show that the high pitched Mike who went down with Richard's wife and they watched like some rom-com,
Wait, hold on.
You remember that?
No, who was it? Was it High Pitch Mike? Oh, you're right. No,
Mike,
no. I thought it was JD. No,
it was High Pitch Mike.
Oh, it was High Pitch Mike. Okay, so they went. They went out, and Richard went to go see some horror film instead.
Some horror film, and then
well, we know about my High Pitch Mike now, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, look,
yeah.
They emailed each other quite a bit, and Vinny.
Oh no!
Along with emailing Teddy.
Oh no!
Emails Dana.
No.
Okay, so now.
Oh my Lord! How does that happen?
I don't know. Vinny just said
because he must have had you and her on the same.
They're linked.
I've never got emails before. Teddy gets my emails, and I said, "Okay, I'll get into all that." Vinny said he'd call up.
Talk about a sabotage.
Okay, so now. I got all this shit going on. These three chicks are smoking hot. They're yapping a mile a minute. Yeah. The driver's trying to pick them up. Teddy is looking at his BlackBerry like he always does.
And you're nervous.
Or playing a video game. I'm nervous about I'm nervous about Letterman,
Dana,
the chicks. What the fuck is going on?
Right.
And some Subutex. I take another Subutex.
Oh dear.
Did you really?
Yeah,
before
I took another
Letterman?
Subutex, and before we got the paparazzi, we should try to find those pictures. I probably had the white lit clown lips.
Yeah, the white clown lips, and you're going on Letterman, and this
the Subutex.
The clown lips.
Oh man, until the first time I heard about that drug was on the Stern Show, Suboxone and Suboxone or Suboxone and
Yes.
Subutex, and what I gathered after the fact was, one is just specifically to take in the throes of addiction, and the other one is to wean yourself off of it. Like it's a lower strength, dose. It's almost like methadone, basically. And I'd say Suboxone is like that's what that's for.
I think it's one of the ONs, the ONEs at the end. That was the one thing I remember when I heard it.
Yeah,
but it must be a relative of methadone.
It's methadone's first cousin, that kind of thing. Yeah. And so, but he was taking them with heroin. Like to act normal or something. Like I don't know exactly what it was. Like he wanted the high and he wanted, to counteract it. What is that doing to your fucking system?
Fucking hell. I mean, the only closest thing I got to that was when I was trying to get off cigarettes, and I used to vape during the week, and then when I had a few beers at the weekend, it wasn't enough, so I get a pack of cigarettes. It was like a hybrid car.
Yeah.
But but I had to stop that. I eventually weaned myself off it. But yeah, God, heroin, like how are you still like? I have these moments where I'm like, I got my blood work done, and you step on the scales, and get to that age, and you're getting all these tests done now, my health and all that. And I think, oh God, I'm not getting any younger. And then I look at Artie and I go, Christ.
It's
when he was my age, what he'd been through. Yeah. What he put his body through by the age of 46, 47, it is staggering.
There's a great line in The Dogs of War. I've seen that movie 1,000 times with Christopher Walken and what's his name? Joe Beth Williams is in it as well, but Tom Berenger briefly is in it, and even Ed O'Neill, believe it or not. He goes to the doctor after he's been had the shit kicked out of him in this West African republic, and he's beaten up and he's bruised and black eye and all these cuts on him and stuff from torture. And the doctor starts listing off all these things he has, like dysphoria, dyspepsia, dysgracia, dysuria. And he goes, anything starting with D I didn't get. And the doctor goes, yeah, dead.
That's great.
Yeah. And anyway, my only concern would be the body can renew certain things if you stop. Like if your lungs possibly can be, I don't know, they regenerate cells, but they definitely can clear themselves out if you stop in enough time.
Yeah, the problem is cancer and things like that as well. Like this,
like what damage has already been done.
And you're just shortening the odds. You're just, you know what I mean? You're just making things more likely to happen. But you can be very lucky. I mean, we all know the story of the grandmother who smoked and lived to 95.
Oh yeah.
But you see, the thing about it is that's more the exception than the rule. That's
not everybody's grandmother is Keith Richards.
Yeah.
Has already called him the best white drug taker of all time.
Yeah, but that's somebody who just managed to avoid the arrows.
Yes.
By hook or by crook, by fluke all their life.
Yeah.
Whereas most other people, I know people who didn't smoke. I know a friend of mine died a few weeks ago and he never smoked and he was 45, 46. So, just to think someone could live twice that long while lighting one cigarette off the other is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Subtext also makes you kind of high.
Dopey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, all right, Howard. I'm hyperventilating from this story.
Oh.
3 blocks from Letterman. My cell phone rings. And I look down, and it's Dana's number 4 times in a row.
Oh.
And she has Teddy's information, too, that I gave her last month. And Teddy looks back and goes, God, Dana just, emailed me. Really, really important. Before you do Letterman, you have to call me. So now I'm almost worried. So I tell the girls to, just calm down here.
Vinny, just made it say that Vinny emailed Dana the whole plan.
Okay.
And talked about the girls and everything.
Right. Okay. Again, this is where it gets you're not going to believe it. So Dana, in my sarcastic, cynical comedy training that I've given her for 5 years, instead of being through the roof, which I guess she went through that level of madness already, actually says something that's so hilarious that I have to giggle in the moment because she's beyond mad. So I pick up the phone and she goes, Artie? I go, yeah, Day. She goes, where are you? I said, I'm on my way to Letterman. She goes, oh, good luck, honey. And I'm like, yeah. She goes, I thought I was going to go. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It was crazy hectic. I'm sorry. So she goes, but listen, I want to make the night easy for you. And I said, all right, tell Teddy that if he wants, I'll check you and the girls into the hotel because I have your confirmation number.
Oh, mackerel. Vinny, you fucking retard.
And I went, what? What are you talking about? What?
Oh, man.
She goes, the girls that you're with, that you just picked. Did you pick them up yet in the limo at 3:45?
Vinny's email to Dana, accidental or intentional, do you think?
He claims completely accidental.
Yeah, but what's the psychological?
I don't know.
Is he in love with Dana or something?
No.
Is he like?
Believe me, Vinny was mortified.
Okay,
so now listen to me. I go, Ted, what email? And he looked back at me, and Teddy figured out at the same time because I'm ready to blow up at Teddy, but then he's like, he moused me. Vinny must have emailed him.
Oh.
I said, how else could you know that? I said, what? So now I just go, I'm going through the tunnel. Like, what tunnel? And I hang the phone up.
Oh,
Tunnel in
I
Manhattan.
hang the phone up. So while she's calling back every 2 seconds, I go, Ted, what email does she have? Probably the email Vinny sent me. I go, now my heart's palpitating. And the girls looked at me, like the retarded look, like, something's wrong. like, are we still going to take pictures?
Yo.
Are we still going to go?
Suddenly they're not so much fun.
Are we still going to go get ice cream?
Yeah.
I love just the notion that he's going through this nuttiness and he's with these passengers that, are not going to do jack shit for him at all.
No, it's
And
a
it's
disaster.
all for the, and he's like, for the fucking show, I did this, and it's kicked me in the ass one more time.
Yeah. And you wonder how, Vinny there must have been some reply all instead of reply or something where Dana's email was CC'd on something. And
Yes.
it can happen, to be fair. Howard will always try to think, oh, this is my therapist taught me that everything happens for a reason. And this
Right.
must be some kind of I don't think so. I don't think Vinny's that stupid. I think it's just a lapse of concentration.
No, I think, he responded to an old, chain email, whatever, he gave to everybody, and he saw that how they only list the one email, but then the CC, there's a bunch more that are
Exactly.
hidden. Certain, it
can easily happen.
Apps. Yeah, back then, way more than they do now. And even those days, it happened one time. Thankfully, I was a bum email. There's nothing, no font got sent whatsoever. And so I tried to resend and looked, fuck, I don't want these people to have that email. I don't want them to have this. So I restarted. Then from then on, I typed everything brand new, compose, and never stopped. Fucking hell. Too easy to get into shit that way.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Let me tell you about my asshole boss. The boss's email's in there. It's too easy to have.
Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Tilden, are you mad? So Teddy now reads me the email that Dana got.
Go ahead. This is from Vinny.
This is from Vinny.
Go ahead.
To Teddy and Dana.
Executive.
My ex-girlfriend.
Right.
Okay, Teddy, here are the details. The car will pick Artie up in Hoboken at 2:45. This will allow us enough time for the car to then pick up the 3 girls at their hotel. The car will take Artie, you, and the girls to the Penthouse Club after the show, where I assume, according to what you said, they will get dinner with Artie.
Asshole.
The car company is this, the number and everything else. Okay.
Vinny has been hot water.
Now, he goes, now, Ted, I also am reconfirming with you the other arrangements that you made, that that you have arranged Artie a junior suite at the Park of Meridian.
Gary, get me Vinny on the phone.
On West 57th Street.
Yeah.
Checking in tonight, 129, with the 3 girls. After the show, checking out tomorrow at January 30th. The confirmation number is the confirmation.
That is devastating.
Okay. Now Teddy reads me. I said that's what Dana has in front of her, and he's like, yeah. So,
Christ Almighty.
Yeah, there's no coming back from that. You can't. There's no coming back from that.
No, God no.
Oh my God.
I finally answer the phone again, and God bless her, she was being hilarious. She wasn't even yelling. She was going, Art, is there anything I can do? Because I have all the info.
Yeah, she might as well help.
I would just feel bad if you guys missed the hotel, or you got the limo, because I could call the limo company.
Which makes you love her more because she's intelligent.
Yes.
Right.
Well, yeah, this is her strong suit.
So,
Yeah.
But it slowly dissolves from that as we're pulling up to the paparazzi into madness. She starts screaming at me.
Are the girls in the background giggling and stuff in the car?
They're going, is there champagne? Or?
Right. So she can hear all that, right?
Right. Oh, of course.
Yeah. That makes it
Clearly
even
know
better.
that she hears the girl. She goes, Dana goes, it sounds like you got a big crowd in the car. I'll let you go. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. This is something for the air. Like, I'm sick of hearing something for the air. I'm like, now.
That doesn't, at that point, that'll never work. That's just at that point, you're better off, rather than fight the quicksand, you should just invert yourself and dive straight in.
Yeah, because you reaches a point that you'll do more damage to your own credibility trying to defend that than just being honest and just going, oh.
Yep.
Like a relationship and Artie's role on the show was not conducive to, like I said, like a long-term commitment.
No, not unless he was going to keep it completely separate and completely private. And then for that to happen,
Yeah.
Howard was never going to let that happen. He was always going to pry and whatever. And Artie being the guy thinking, okay, he's my hero, blah, blah, blah. I know it's better. It's funnier if I'm more honest. But there's a level of honesty that you can maintain and still keep most of the pertinent information quiet. But you could also bullshit. You could also completely lie. And Artie was very good at bullshitting.
Yeah, he was a hero in the 80s, though, That's like someone who loved the Small Faces, who loved Rod Stewart, now going to see Rod Stewart as an 82-year-old falling off the stage singing fucking those ballads, and you know what I mean? It's a very different person.
Maggie May. Maggie May, bring me a wheelchair.
Yeah, but like Maggie May was actually when he was kind of, I suppose, a little bit energetic, but I'm thinking more like We Are Sailing.
Oh, fucking hell.
So, one of the real dirge Rod Stewart songs.
I saw it. It was, it must have been, I'm going to say, it was definitely like mid 90s, I guess. And he did a Primal Scream cover because he knew they were Scottish, or at least, Bobby Gillespie was. And he did a cover off their second album, the one, what was it called? Give Out But Don't Give Up. Rocks. That lead single off that album, which is actually pretty good, but it's a complete ripoff of Sticky Fingers, unabashedly.
The whole band is a complete ripoff of the Rolling
Oh, they
Stones,
were definitely, but that album was like literally from start to finish. You can hear the songs on Sticky Fingers that they ripped off to make it a mirror album. So brutal.
Yeah.
I'm like Ralph Graham, like hamada. I said,
these chicks weren't going to bang anyway.
I said, I got it. Right, that's the other thing. Nothing would have happened.
Right.
And
now you're going to make me cry.
And nothing would have happened. So I don't know.
I'm going to throw up.
Teddy's looking at me like he doesn't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do. So we pull up. And Dana is still screaming at me. And I go, listen, let me just go. I said, Dana, to prove none of this is happening, I will come over right from Letterman. And I'll just see you.
She doesn't understand that when we do something like Vinny calls in the air, it's all part of the fun.
Right.
But you can never explain that to a chick.
Well, after this, I mean, come on.
What am I doing? You're busted. You're busted.
I mean, it's like you got to do the Dennis Rodman. She fell out of the ceiling.
Right.
and so now she's screaming at me. I'm devastated. And I don't know what to do. And I'm saying to myself, I'm really not a bad guy. I don't cheat on people. I said, if the 5-year odyssey with this girl ends like this, I would feel so horrible.
Right.
Plus, her family might be connected. I could get killed.
You never know with an Italian girl.
So I'm devastated. I don't know what to do. And the girls,
here's what you're going to do.
The girls go. The girls are like, "Oh God, you're like this on the air. You're no fun." And now I want to punch them in the face.
Yeah, you should
I feel for him, but again, you make your own bed. You kind of got to lie in it at that point.
Yeah, you can't. He's struggled for sympathy now. I'm looking at a photo. Artie Lang arrives at the Letterman. The date I have on this is the 29th of January 2008.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
That's about right.
He's wearing the cargo pants and all that. I'm just trying to find the photo of like minutes after he got screamed at. I can't see.
We see what he looked like.
Yeah.
Well, I think he'd be pretty professional and try to keep it. Like if it was a paparazzi shot, you might get the exact shot you're looking for. But if it was, something he was aware of, like right in front of his face, maybe not.
Yeah.
So we get out. So now I have to go into Letterman mode. And who's there to greet us?
Vinny. Oh, motherfucker.
And Vinny has no idea of what he's done.
Of course not. No, he doesn't realize.
Here's Vinny. Hold on 1 second. Excuse me. Let me interrupt you. I got to.
Me and Vinny talked this out, and what are you going to do? I like Vinny. It was a mistake.
Oh, my God.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
First of all...
Wait, get off that speakerphone.
I'm not on the speakerphone.
Where are you? In hell?
I'm in the fucking bathroom. It's like 6 in the morning.
Get out of the bathroom. It's echoing.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
First of all, I don't had any relationship with Dana. I had only even have her in my phone book.
But how would you even be able to email?
No, but but Vin, Dana, you guys were friendly. Dana likes you a lot.
Let me explain this, okay? This is not an excuse. I made such a huge clerical error. It was literally a mistake that had ramifications that I'm still like.
How do you make that mistake? Is it because I have a theory on it?
No, can I just tell you, and then you can theorize all you want.
You used to in order to get in touch with Artie because he doesn't have email. You would email Dana.
No. Right. So here's what it is. I do everything by BlackBerry email, right? It's easier for me if I have an email associated with the person's name, okay? And every once in a while, I got to get in touch with Artie, and it's important. But there's no way you can reach that guy. He's like fucking Amish, you know. He doesn't.
Well, that's that rings absolutely true.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, the guy had a what do you call it, Franklin Covey, bag, that like super expensive bag for a laptop that he ended up using for his documents instead of the fucking computer, and then never really learned how to use it. Which I get it. He's older than me. He's like my brother's age, basically, but maybe a bit older, closer to my sister's age, I suppose. But like he never ever tried to make his life a little easier on that front by dipping more than a little toe into technology.
It was instrumental in his downfall in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
because he wasn't able to cover his tracks.
Yeah, that's brutal. Jesus Christ! And Vinny trying to walk it back, and he's in the bathroom trying to.
Yeah. I know.
So Teddy comes into his life. Teddy's a great guy. I don't even know fucking Teddy's last name. I just know a way to get to Artie is to get to Teddy. So at some point in time in knowing Dana, I had her email address, but like I said, we weren't close enough. I didn't even put her in my phone book as Dana. I just associated her with Artie, and it was in there.
No, Vinny would do nice things like and it was all very nice. Like after your Valentine's Day party is through.
Right.
Like Vinny put that me and Dana singing our song Thunder Road on the DVD and emailed Dana. Like he had that kind of relationship.
Okay. Anyway, I didn't realize that Teddy had his own entry in my phone book. I don't know his last name. I don't want you to put the first name in. I assumed the email in the Artie contact list that I had in there was for Teddy. So I figured, oh great, let me just do this whole itinerary. I thought I was sending it to Teddy. I didn't.
Oh my God, Vinny.
I haven't talked. I know. Believe me, I'm.
Vinny, power of deduction. You know Artie doesn't have email, so it's got to be Dana's email address. Whose other fucking address would you have?
Jesus Christ. Artie, at least I give him this. He knew whatever the fuck up was. He knew that it would at the very least be a good story on the air, and that's why he's sharing it at the end of the day. Have you got the picture handy? What's this? Okay. Okay, these chicks are not that fucking hot. What's he talking about? Oh my Lord. This one here in the black doesn't look too bad, I guess, but the other two look like just dish rag skanks. Fuck. He looked like he was weathering the storm. You're silent.
Sorry, I was on mute. Sorry, but that's definitely the three chicks, isn't it?
I'd say
that
so.
Has to be.
Yeah.
It's all falling into place here with these photos. There's a few more, and I'll send you the link.
Send me the other ones. He's put. Look at that pained look on his face.
I know. So this is when they arrived.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what comes up here. Okay, that's one.
There's more down below.
Hold on, let's see what I got this here, and that's one. Is that the only one there?
No. There was loads more below it. If you that was just one.
Okay. If I go
back into that link.
All right, then it should actually scroll down.
If you scroll down.
Oh wow. Okay. So there's Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Fucking hell. Yeah, and these chicks, nowhere to be found since then, that's for certain.
Oh no.
God, just typical.
My own logic. I thought
Logic.
I put Teddy in there.
But wait a minute. Teddy got the email, too. How did Teddy get it?
What happened was Teddy calls me up and says, "Hey, I never got the email." I said, "Well, that's weird. I sent it." So what I did was he sent me another email address. I sent it to there. Then I'm going, "Oh fuck, who's this?" And then I don't know why I thought it was Stacy, your sister.
Right.
Because she's
that's good. Send his sister.
This brother's getting fucked tonight.
Yeah. So, Artie, did she get my note? Have you talked to her?
I tried, and she, you know what? I called her as soon as I got done with Letterman. I called her, and she said, "I have company," and she hung up.
Vinny,
Howard, I thought that.
disgraceful.
I was like Luca Brasi sitting there.
The code of men.
Now, before I got to go on the air, Vinny feels so bad. And, Vinny's a great guy. I don't know what to say. I mean, it was so awful, the situation. You just had to laugh. I'm eating chocolate chip cookies in my dressing room like a fucking...
So you drinking champagne?
Yeah, drinking champagne, whatever the fuck it was. And Vinny now, like, the leader of a spin class, is now spinning on his BlackBerry. I'm like, Vin, what could you possibly be writing?
Nothing.
And what he wrote her was good. But
what did he write her?
I wrote the truth. And the truth will set you free. You will be...
The truth. The
don't
truth
be
is...
ridiculous.
Robin, you weren't there. You don't know. You don't know.
All right, Vin, good job.
Yeah, but hey, Dana, if you're listening, everything was canceled. Nothing happened.
No, well, she knows that. I went home and I called her all night.
I mean, Howard, the irony. My whole point yesterday was to protect Artie because it's a circus when he's on the show.
Good job.
Give him a nice facility. I literally led him to the slaughter.
Now, Vin, I don't know. Look, it's like
Will you ever be able to look at Vinny again?
Yes,
really?
I like Vinny. Yeah.
Like later on, he goes, "What he wrote was grade A TV executive bullshit, but there's just no way you're gonna recover from this one." God.
No, you can't. You can't.
I've never had that. I'm trying to think of a time where it was that awkward. Like, I arranged 2 dates at the same time. No, that never happened. What I did do one time, and I felt like, but not a cad, but I felt like a complete shit. I accidentally stood a girl up that I was supposed to see. And by like an hour or something, because I completely mistimed how much time it would take for me to get from A to B after I'd finished work, and there was a massive traffic jam for some reason. So it was partly my own fault, but I should have erred on the side of caution, and I didn't. And then we did meet up that night, but she was miffed, but she kept it. She just kind of said, "Don't worry, I get it." And what was worse was I hooked up with somebody else that night in view of her. So that's where I felt kind of low. But then that was, them's the breaks. And she didn't. If she didn't want it, if she was so miffed, then someone else is gonna, And I was in my 20s, so all bets were off.
Oh yeah, I did some shitty things as well, but I also had shitty things done to me. And
yeah,
when you're I think when you're between the ages of 16 to 26, or it just happens. It's par for the course,
Mm-hmm. They just become part of the take it from me, young whippersnapper. From my tales of woe in the trenches of the dating trenches and stuff. But these days, I would hate to be. I feel so bad for my nieces and nephews to see how they're going to be. Like the singles bar is now a Tinder app, or Bumble or whatever the fuck. And there's they're socially awkward and ADHD and all this shit. And the old days of just. I'm not saying they should drink, but you got more humanity out of being at a bar, just casually sipping and meeting people, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I think that Tinder thing is supposed to, that came along after I was, spoken for. So I've never had any experience with it, but apparently it's just a disaster for people.
It is.
I hear nothing but bad things about it.
Oh, yeah. So. And for a guy, imagine swipe hard left, these girls looking at your picture and going, "Fuck no."
Yeah. Look, it is brutal, the whole thing.
It has to be, yeah. So, because you don't get a chance to meet them and say, "Look, I might have a pet iguana, but I have a big good dick." There's.
You can't put that in the profile picture. Yeah, you can't put that in the profile picture.
No, you can't, exactly. Anyway, what about dedications for this one? I've got one. I think I'm going to go with Soundgarden, Big Dumb Sex, just for the sake of argument.
I'm going to do I saw a band last Friday night, and it was one of the best gigs I've seen in a long time. Big Star, that kind of cult band from the early 70s. Alex Chilton, and I was going to play them recently for the Sal episode, which would have been aptly titled 13.
Yeah.
So I think I'll play that one. There's either that or September Girls, but I think I'll go with 13.
Perfect.
By Big Star.
I'm still looking, guys, for a song called 79, and as soon as I find it, I'm going to recommend it somehow, even if it's by an indie band. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. There's a little bit more. I'm going to check it later on to see if the rest of it, because it's almost an hour clip. I don't know that there's much more in it, but usually there's some Marianne follow up and Artie telling her "fuck off, whore" and all that shit, and then some other people giving him advice and then whatever. But it's not always worth the follow up. So if there is anything more to that, we'll make it a part 2 or part of a part 2 at any rate. So any shout outs?
Well, maybe here's my shout out. Maybe we could get AI finally to do something useful, and we could get it to change the song 99 by Toto to 79.
That'd be great.
That might. Well, I'll work on that. See if I can get something going.
Fair enough. Guys, take care. We love you. We'll catch you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed this one.
Thanks, folks.
Johnny was going to call in with the
later, man. Good, thanks for calling.
All right, Art.
Announcement.
Take care,
today,
buddy.
He sprained his ankle.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Hey, Eric, I got to run along.
Take care, buddy.
All right, thanks, Eric.
Oh, wait.
Go fuck yourself.
Anyone looking to go to any concerts this summer?
No.
Check out. Get pre-sales.
No one wants to go. We'll see you, buddy. Bye.
Hank, you're on the air.
Hey now, Howard. Howard.